Just like this one. So is there, do you have any 8 minutes? Um, just simply like this.
I think my husband will help you get something.
Maya is the only person who can get me out of retirement. Okay, retirement. Because after I'm done doing her hair, I have to take a whole year off after because my legs, my feet, my arms, everything be hurting. Maya got so much hair, and she always manages to get me to do it. I don't know why. She don't do her own hair. I don't know why she don't do her own hair. It's always me that's doing it. But you know what? It's my girl birthday, so everybody tell Maya happy birthday. Her hair is flawless. She ready to hit the scene, ready to hit the club because my girl is officially grown. Maya is the only person who can get me out of retirement. Okay, retirement. Because after I'm done doing her hair, I have to take a whole year off after because my legs, my feet, my arms, everything be hurting. Maya got so much hair, and she always manages to get me to do it. I don't know why. She don't do her own hair. I don't know why she don't do her own hair. It's always me that's doing it. But you know what? It's my girl birthday, so everybody tell Maya happy birthday. Her hair is flawless. She ready to hit the scene, ready to hit the club because my girl is officially grown. Maya is the only person who can get me.
So you want me to face on now?
Now I wanna drink. Big deal, my meal not proper. High top plate like toffee. Now I wanna drink. Big deal, my meal not proper. High top plate like toffee. Now I wanna drink. Big deal, my meal not proper. High top plate.
You mentioned you do massage.
Yeah.
That do you know how to do that sculpting?
Talking of the body.
The belly.
Yes.
How much do you do per section?
A session is 1 hour. Is it a is a new this thing that you did? Once you do your tummy or your what? What do you want to do?
It's my tummy now. I already have both. I just want my tummy, my back, like um the same massage they do for people that have surgery.
Surgery. Oh, okay, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking for someone that can do that.
You didn't do your body now. You did your body.
Yeah, I do.
You
But
don't need to.
I just want it. I want to do it. With my workout, I guess, and my waist trainer, everything will work well. It's not only for people that have surgery. Everybody can sculpt their body. Have you done it before?
Yes. I went to my client and did this. She had a surgery. I sculpted this for her and tummy lines. And I lifted the butt.
You have
my
to.
roots.
Okay,
There
that
was
that
also
is part of the whole thing.
yes.
Yeah, that's how it's going. How much is per station?
Essentially, what it
That's like for every day. Yes, for 150.
because it's work. It's very hard more than massage.
Sorry, let me get this AC. Oh, you help me get the AC removed. So sorry.
Yeah.
On the table. Yes, thank you. have to check that your price very well, because other when we go out to do it, even with machine, they do it for like 40,000 for a group of 30 guys.
Home service.
Depending on the agreement, depending on how many sections. If you are doing like 10 sections, you can, and you guys agree on home service, you can reduce the price for you to the same 40,000, but you just pay for 10 sections. But it's even better to go to the office because they have all the machines there. And they do it for 40K. They even use that thing that looks like ice. So, wrap it like I saw them online. Those are their far. They are on the way last week. You have gone there. Far away.
We're going to be talking about a step-by-step process that you can use to grow your channel from scratch. And I'm going to share the principles and the strategies that I would do, and also what I would not do if I actually failed by growing a YouTube channel.
What the biggest project you've ever worked with? In dollars, if you take higher or lower, $100.
I'm currently 1 week out from my first ever bodybuilding show, which is absolutely crazy. We're almost there. But it's not going to feel like it. Because for the next 100...
I made and shipped over 700 orders in 1 week, and here's how it worked. My name is... My name is Amaya, and I'm a stained glass artist. 6 months ago, I started a nail club where I sent out stained glass patterns, so members can create their own pieces from my design. The first month, we had 345 members, which I was not expecting at all. Now it's grown to over 700, so we need to get working because there's only 1 week until nail day. I have about 800 products to cut out this month, so let's go ahead and do that together. This is the 6...
Did I tell you a secret? You're losing sales right now. Not because your offer is bad, but
So there was this guy...
I've seen videos of ants doing insane things to survive. Like in this one, where they go a boat out of their bodies to survive a flood, or in this one, where they go a dangling bridge out of their bodies to attack a wasp nest. So I was wondering, if I put my 1,000 ants into obstacle courses, will they do use similar things to complete them, or are my ants just not that smart? Well, I just spent hours gathering 1,000 ants out of my old ant nest, so I feel like this is the perfect opportunity to put these guys up against their first ant obstacle. Obstacle number one is this thing. Basically, what we do is put some massive dead insect food at the bottom, and then we fill it with a bunch of sand to turn it into one of those 2D ant nests. Basically, we'll be able to watch the ants dig out all sorts of tunnel systems in here, and if they actually find the insect food I hid at the bottom, then they'll pass the obstacle and move on to the next obstacles that get harder and harder as the video goes on. Alright, let's not waste any time, and well, let's just do this. Wow, that is very satisfying, watching 1,000 ants all into it. Okay. Now, of course, immediately, the ants all just start to try and climb the walls of the top area to try and escape. But surprisingly, many of the ants were already starting to dig down that center 2D part of the nest. Oh my gosh, this is happening so fast. Wait, is there already progress on the side of the tank? Oh, I just put these guys in literally like 45 seconds ago, and they've already dug like half an inch down in. What? Yep, and if you check out this time-lapse footage, you can see just how quickly they were getting work done. They literally work like mini drills to dig these tiny tunnels through the sand. But in reality, it's a tiring and grueling process where each individual grain of sand has to be picked up from a worker underground, brought all the way up to the surface through this little hole, and then dropped off at this pile of sand over here. Now, while I was recording this, it was actually getting pretty late in the day, so I decided to turn off the lights and came back the next day to see the progress made. Guys, the next day I came back to the ant nest looking like this. Yeah, bro, what? It's been literally like 8 hours. How did these ants build an entire intricate nest? And not only were all these intricate tunnel systems made, but remember those dead insects I placed at the bottom as food? Well, it's safe to say the ants found those too, and it looks like the whole colony had swarmed them and had already started to devour them. And since they got to the insects, that technically means that they passed this first obstacle. Congratulations, guys. It happened so fast, I literally didn't even capture that one yet. Oh, but this next obstacle the ants are going up against will definitely be caught on camera, because the next obstacle is the tightrope of doom. Yes, you heard that right. And if you're wondering what that is, well, it's this. Yeah, the ants will have to walk across this extremely narrow tightrope over a pit filled with fire and flames. Oh, I gotta put that out. Oh.
Also, Lakeisha. In the next 30 minutes, if they don't bring it, I'll tell them to run the gym.
Hi foodies! Today we're making my sweet jollof rice recipe. Now we can all agree that smoky jollof rice
I didn't want to work in a factory all my life. I wanted something of my own. I started.
In today's video, I'm going to run through 5 of my must-do exercises to help grow your glutes and your hamstring. Now, I want you to always remember something. If you want to grow muscle and if you want to grow your glutes or a specific area in your body, number 1, what you eat is so important and is so vital. The amount of protein, fats, carbohydrates is absolutely essential. Number 2, you need to be focusing on progressive overload. This doesn't just mean adding more weight to the barbell. This also means intensity, supersets, volumes, and actually spend a little bit longer in the gym if you need to. It also means consistency in your exercise. Now, I did this video years ago and I absolutely loved it, but since then I've kind of changed my opinion on what my top 5 exercises are and also perfected my form a little bit more. So it's only right I go through them with you. I can't stress enough that you must enough to see results. That's why on the Strong program, on the Toner Scott app, which is by far my favorite program I've ever written in my life, you are going to have your foundation foundational compound moves, and then the only thing that changes is your accessory, your unilateral moves, your
knew that
burdens,
they
but
were
fundamentally
Oh
your
my
compounds
God.
stay the same. Also, right, we need to discuss the elephant in the room. I'm testing a new fabric for Honor Active. I've been testing this new fabric now for about 4 months, and I forgot I had these on when I'm doing this YouTube video, but it is what it is. Don't watch the colours, don't watch the fit, everything is wrong. I'm just testing the fabric, the opaqueness, if it's spot proof, if it's stretchy enough, so you're going to be trying it with me too. So without further ado, exercise 1. Exercise number 1 is your Romanian deadlift, just like deadlift, you know, that kind of deadlift. So I used to be such a big lover of sumo deadlift, and I still am, don't get me wrong. However, because I'm trying to optimize growth for my hamstrings, trying to isolate them, trying to grow my glutes a little bit more, I feel like a more substantial type of deadlift is not conventional, it's not sumo, but it's actually more Romanian slash stiff leg deadlift. So you can do it with your dumbbells and you can do it with barbell. I'm going to show you how to do both of them. I find that with barbell it can be a little bit, I don't know, I lose a bit of balance. So if you lose a bit of balance, if you find it too intimidating, then stick to dumbbells. But I'm going to show you how to do both. So what you need to be doing is keeping your feet about shoulder width apart. What I like to do is slightly externally rotate my feet outwards so they're not completely in front of me. Just a little slight rotation. My knees are going to have a slight softness to them. Never lock your knees completely out. You want to keep your core nice and controlled. So watch this. When you're doing a deadlift, the first thing you need to be doing is breathe in and push. Just like so. That's you contracting your core and scooping your coccyx bone in. And that's how you also protect your spine. With your hand placement, you're going to grab your hands. You want to position your barbell right on top of your thumb. That's where you want to position it. You want to grab it here, position, grip, just like so. You don't want your hand placement too far out. You don't want it too in. You actually want it to be parallel to your shins. That's what I would personally say. When lifting the barbell, you want to bend your knees. Protect that back always by bending your knees. Lifting the weight up, retracting your shoulders back. This is your starting position. Remember what I said? Breathe out. Push your core in. Retract your shoulders back. Keeping that chin nice and close to your chest. You're going to hinge back. Bring in the barbell close. You're going to stop and bring it back up. So let's go through that one more time. Your chin is going to be nicely tucked into your chest. You're going to breathe out. You're going to bring your coccyx bone in. Your hands are going to... Pilates is everywhere.
You go to Pilates. Go to Pilates. I take a shot every time I say Pilates.
Hey mamas! Is it your first class? And more, the Pilates girlies are being pitted against the strength girlies. And I'll be honest, I am a Pilates hater.
Pilates hater.
I do not think it's a replacement for strength training. I do not think the resistance is enough to even be considered a workout at all. I just don't get it. So I was super confused when a friend of mine who is probably one of the most successful powerlifters and bodybuilders that I know became a Pilates instructor. So I'm on a mission to figure out what does he know that I don't? What do all the Pilates
This was
girlies
serious.
This is the simple.
5 minutes versus 5 hours versus 5 days. I challenged myself to carve the same skull with these time constraints to see if more time meant better art. Let's get right into it. 5 minutes is on the clock. Let's go ahead and get started.
Cool.
I'm using using the bandsaw here to just rough cut this shape as quickly as possible, and time is slipping away so fast, and it kind of makes this a little dangerous. Last year I almost cut my finger off, and I still have all the blood spatter on my garage floor that I haven't cleaned up because I want to remember this and remember to be safe in the shop. This is taking a lot longer than I thought. I'm going to go ahead and stop the clock here so I can turn off the bandsaw and then move over to my carving station.
I was expecting this to take like 2 minutes, and I'd have half the time on the angle grinders. This was so unbelievably slow, and now I have no clue if I'm gonna even be able to make this thing resemble a skull. With 30 seconds, I think maybe I hit the eyes really quick with this aggressive burr, and then maybe I have 10 seconds to just round this out, but this is absolutely terrible. Wow. 34 seconds on the clock. Let's get to it. Wow, that's embarrassing. This is absolute embarrassment. I mean, I thought I was gonna have more time. 5 minutes goes by so quick. If this weren't Sharpied on here, I don't think anyone would know this is a skull. Let's get to the 5-hour one, where I could actually sit down, take my time, and hopefully get a skull that resembles a skull, not something like this piece of junk. Let's get to it. Alright, here we have old growth redwood burl. This is the same piece of wood that I used for my very first T-Rex skull carving, and it is just a beautiful piece of wood, and my goal on this is to do justice for this piece of wood. If I do anything like that first one, I'm going to be so frustrated because this wood deserves better than that. Let's get to it.
This carving is going extremely well right now, however there's one massive problem. The lower jaw has a huge crack in it, and this crack is very likely to completely come off this skull. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the clock, glue this thing up, come back in another 30 minutes, and then finish this thing up. Let's go ahead and test your guys' skull anatomy here. I made a really big mistake here when carving this skull. I'm just trying to carve as fast as possible and not really take measurements or proportions, and it's a pretty big mistake when I look at it, but I want to see what you guys think. See if you can guess what mistake I made. And I'll tell you guys what that is a little later on in this video. am dirty and absolutely exhausted right now. I went 3 hours straight, but I am absolutely shocked with how far I made it on this. I did not think I was going to get here. I didn't think it. I'd be able to put in details of the teeth, or honestly, I'm just beyond shocked how quick this went. I think part of this is because this is redwood. It's really soft wood, really easy to carve. I have about 2 hours left. I need an hour for sanding and about an hour for finishing. So I think we are in a perfect time slot right here, and I am so pumped to see some finish on this thing. I think this thing's going to look just absolutely beautiful. Let's finish this thing up tomorrow.
We are done, and I am honestly just blown away with this 5-hour challenge. I honestly thought that it was going to be
I'm back to it.
between these two. All right, up next, the 5-day challenge. This is fun. I gotta do this more.
Okay, this one's going to start a little bit different than the other two. This right here is a root burrow ball of a carob tree. Here's the carob tree, and they have these weird little stalks. Anyways, I know nothing about it. A friend's dad gave it to me, and I've had it sitting outside for a little over 3 years now. And part of the reason why I haven't used it is because there's a lot of bark removal.
Hey guys, I have a goal for reaching 1 million subscribers. I made a long ways off from that, but I'm pretty close to my next milestone at 800,000.
We're going to talk about